I arrived in Pisa midnight, and there is something magical about arriving in a city when everyone else is asleep. The streets were almost empty, the air soft and quiet, and my footsteps echoed gently as I walked. And then suddenly was the Leaning Tower of Pisa, glowing under warm golden lights, standing in the silence like it was waiting just for me. I stood there for a moment, completely still. And Pisa is a small city in the Tuscan region of Italy, located not far from the Ligurian Sea. It has a population of around 90,000 people, which gives it a calm, almost intimate atmosphere compared to big Italian cities. But don't let its size fool you. Pisa has a deep and fascinating history. Back in the Middle Ages, Pisa was actually a powerful maritime republic, competing with cities like Genoa and Venice. Its wealth came from trade and naval power, and you can still feel that legacy today, especially near the Arno River, which flows gently through the city and adds so much charm to its landscape. And the next morning I started my day slowly, and my favorite way when traveling alone, I found a small cafe and ordered my classic breakfast, a cappuccino and croissant filled with pistachio cream in Italy. And there is something about this simple ritual that makes me feel connected to the place. Sitting here, watching locals pass by, and I felt completely present. Piazza dei Cavalieri is a historic square that shifted from medieval political center to Renaissance showpiece under Cosimo e de' Medici, redesigned by Giorgio Vasari. It later became home to a knightly order, and today it's hub of elite education. Here are a few must-visit streets and areas in Pisa, each with a quick reason: Borgo Stretta, lively arcade street with shops, cafes, and classic Tuscan charm; Corsa Italia, the city's main pedestrian street for shopping and local life; Via Santa Maria, scenic walk leading to the Leaning Tower with historic buildings along the way; Lungarno Mediceo, beautiful river views and elegant palaces, especially at sunset; Via San Francesco, quieter, artsy street with galleries and authentic local vibe. For a 2026 trip, the Piazza dei Miracoli Square of Miracles is the best experience as a unified journey. Here's detailed breakdown of the monuments, museums, and technical facts for your next visit. You need around 3.5 to 4 hours to see the entire complex comfortably. For example, for Leaning Tower you need around 30-45 minutes, and climbing the counts vary by stairwell and the belfry view. To visit Cathedral Duomo, you need about 30 minutes. It's the gold-selling Giovanni Pisano's pulpit and the lamp of Galileo. The baptistery, 20 minutes. Famous for its acoustics, a guardian often sings to demonstrate the 12-second echo. And Camposanto, 40 minutes, a monumental cemetery with Roman sarcophagi and the famous triumph of this fresco. Also, for visit Opera del Duomo Museum, you need about 45 minutes. This houses original statues from the tower square, plus a great view from the cafe. Sinopio Museum. You need around 20 minutes. Displays the massive parchment sketches Sinope used to plan the cemetery frescoes. And if you're heading to Pisa in 2026, don't waste money on individual tickets. The best deal is a 27 years all-inclusive pass. It covers the Leaning Tower, the Cathedral, the Baptistery, the cemetery, and both museums. If you don't want to climb the tower, the €11 complete pass covers everything else. And also, pro tip, only the tower has a strict time slot. Once you finish your climb, you can see the other monuments whenever you want and arrive by 8:30 a.m. to beat the crowds, or visit after 8 p.m. in the summer when the marble glows at night. And remember, no bags allowed on the tower, and some museums and children under 8 can't climb. And book on the official OPA Pisa website.
Delle belle turbando al riposo, Narcisetto Gino d'amor. Delle belle turbando al riposo, Narcisetto Gino d'amor. Non più avrai questi bei panacchini, quel cappello leggero galante, quella chioma, quell'aria brillante, quel vermiglio d'onesco color, quel vermiglio d'onesco color. Non più avrai quei pennacchini, quel cappello, quella chioma, quell'aria brillante. Non chiudrai farfalloni amoroso, notte e giorno di torno girando, delle belle turbando al riposo, Narcisetto Gino d'amor. Delle belle turbando al riposo, Narcisetto Gino d'amor. Fra guerrieri può far bacco, gran bustacchi stretto sacco, schioppo in spalla, sciabla a fianco, collo dritto, muso franco, un gran casco, un gran turbante, molto onor, poco contante.
The name Pisa comes from a Greek word meaning marshy land. The architects built on a foundation that was only 3 meters deep and set in soft, unstable soil, clean fine sand and shells. It began to lean before they even finished the 3rd floor. And you would think a leaning tower would be the first to fall during an earthquake. However, it survived thanks to a phenomenon called dynamic soil structure interaction. Same soft soil that causes the lean actually cushions the tower from the ground's vibrations, making it safer during a quake than many sturdy buildings. When construction resumed in the 14th century after a 100-year war induced brick, builders noticed the lean. To compensate, they built the remaining floors with one side taller than the other. If you look closely from a distance, the tower is clearly curved or banana-shaped. The Cathedral di Santa Maria Assunta is often overshadowed by the Leaning Tower, but it's actually the centerpiece of the square. Built in 1063, it was the most ambitious religious building of its time. The cathedral was built using the immense spoils of war from a victory against the Saracens in Palermo, Sicily. The Pisans raided the port, captured 6 treasure-laden ships, and used the gold and marble to show the world that Pisa was a maritime superpower. and the stunning flat ceiling is covered in real 24-karat gold leaf. It was added after the Great Fire of 1595 and features a coat of arms of the Medici family, who ruled Tuscany at the time, and also the style of Pisan Romanesque, the first of its kind, and shaped from above it's a Latin cross. The facade features 4 tiers of open colonnades and also must see the mosaics in the apse Christ in Majesty, which was the last work by the famous artist Cimabue before he died.
Fossi un sultano, avrei 3 mogli, sarei circondato da tripla bellezza ogni giorno. Ma d'altra parte, con una vita così, quanti guai e preoccupazioni, Allah, salvami tu, non è poi così male avere 3 mogli, sai, ma è davvero un male, dall'altro lato vedrai. Sul fiastire il mio caftano alla tavola, Guli cuce e Fatma rammenda le calze. 3 mogli, che bellezza, chi lo può negare? Ma dall'altro lato 3 suocere da sopportare. Non è poi così male avere 3 mogli, sai, ma è davvero un male, dall'altro lato vedrai. Che dobbiamo fare noi sultani? Serve chiarezza, dimmi, quante mogli sono giuste? 3 o una sola? A questa domanda la risposta è facile. Se fossi un sultano resterei scapolo. Non è poi così male essere senza moglie del tutto, è molto meglio da qualsiasi punto di vista. Non è poi così male